1 to 3.
1 to
Stop
3,
on
yeah.
by. Your shot to get in on that 2021 Honda Civic.
Yep.
Okay. 638. Jess, what you got?
All right, here we go. So the Justice Department said yesterday that a U.S. Navy nuclear engineer who has access to military secrets has now been charged with trying to give secret information about the design of nuclear-powered submarines to another country. Jonathan Tobe, believed to be the person that he was selling the information to for nearly a year, was a representative for a foreign government, but it was actually an undercover FBI agent. The country was not named. The 42-year-old Tobe's wife, 45-year-old Diana Tobe, was also arrested in this plot. The FBI said that it began in April 2020 with Tobe, who lives in Annapolis, Maryland, sent a package of documents to the foreign government and wrote that he was interested in selling sensitive information to them. The FBI got the package through its legal office in that country, but the court documents don't say how they got them. And that led the FBI to launch this undercover operation, and they were arrested. So crazy. Also, St. Paul, Minnesota police said yesterday that 3 men have been arrested after a shooting at a bar in the city just after midnight yesterday morning, and it left 1 person dead and 14 others injured. St. Paul Police Public Information Officer Stephen Linder said that officers walked into a, quote, hellish situation at the 7th Street Truck Park Bar, finding victims both inside and outside after several people called 911 just after midnight when shots were fired. 3 men who were arrested are at the hospital being treated for injuries, and Pete Matislawski says that he was one of the DJs, and he told CNN everybody was just having fun and singing along. Then all of a sudden, there was no arguments or anything, and then pop, 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 and everybody hit the ground.
Wow.
That's a shame.
Big shame.
Southwest Airlines.
Yeah, I heard about this.
They canceled hundreds of flights over the weekend with more than 1,000 flights, or about 29% of its schedule.
But not for what you might think.
On Sunday evening, Southwest said that it was weather issues.
Yeah.
And that problem started on Friday. Then they said unexpected air traffic control issues in the same region. Those problems then snowballed for the airline. There was talk that the pilots might be involved in a sick out or a work slowdown over Southwest COVID-19 vaccination mandate, but the airlines
That's what I heard.
Pilots Association denied that on Saturday.
I heard something about the vaccine mandate and the
truth?
protests or something. Yeah. Like the employees were protesting, saying they weren't going to take the vaccine. It was like
I have no idea what's the truth, but is it air traffic control? Was it the weather? Or
but
is
that
it the
many
vaccine?
that many flights delayed.
Yeah, well, this story says 1,000, but this morning I heard that it was about 1,800.
So they're back running now, I guess?
Yeah.
Because I was going to say, could you imagine being like on one of them flights, like having to fly out, and then all of a sudden all Southwest gets canceled?
Yeah, I heard interviews from people like coming back from their honeymoons, couldn't get back home. People saying they need to be at work this morning. They're not going to make it back. They're upset.
I just couldn't imagine if like we had to like get on a plane and they said, oh, canceled. I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Yeah, and then you're looking for another flight, but there isn't any.
Oh, I'd be pissed.
And then you might even try to look like for another airline.
We haven't
because you're there at the airport
for a year and a half.
You're stranded.
Now all of a sudden it's getting canceled over something dumb. Oh, I'd be pissed.
And they said that some people were getting rental cars and just driving back wherever they had to go. There was no rental cars anywhere. Because all the airports, people were like, I have to get home. So they were renting the cars out.
I already have like them patients. Like if I had to like.
Can you imagine that?
No.
Can you imagine that?
No.
Imagine if you're in Florida and you have to drive home now.
And you already have all your stuff ready for the flight.
Yeah.
And then you got to rent a car to drive home.
Yeah.
And then that's another 2 days.
Yeah.
15 hours, 16 hours. Hell no. Over something dumb.
The one girl that I heard interviewing this morning was just upset. Because you have a schedule, you have time off work, you're expected to be somewhere back on Monday morning.
Nope.
And now she's stuck in Denver right now.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, from her honeymoon. And then all this happened.
You could extend the honeymoon a little bit longer. Honeymoon.
I mean, all this happened.
Extend that honeymoon period.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what's going on there. And then here locally in Georgetown, a 37-year-old man, his name is Carlton Brazier of Georgetown, is facing multiple charges after brandishing a gun at a victim during a road rage incident. The Delaware State Police say that the incident happened on October the 8th around 7:10 p.m. in the area of Piglet Path and Seashore Highway in Georgetown. Police say that the 60-year-old male victim was stopped at an intersection when a tan 2005 Chrysler Sebring turned northbound on Piglet Path in front of the victim's vehicle. Brazier allegedly then stopped his car, got out, and began arguing with the victim. Police say that at that point, Brazier pulled out a shotgun. The victim fled the scene and called police. He was not hurt, thank goodness, but Brazier was arrested. Justice of the Peak Court 5. He was taken to SCI, $239,000 cash bond.
On where? On Piglet Path.
Yeah, Piglet Path.
For some reason, I know that road.
In Georgetown. I don't.
Yeah, I've seen it before. I don't know why. I don't know where. I just can't remember, but I do remember Piglet Path.
Piglet Path in Georgetown. Yeah. And then this is a serious situation. Delaware State Police are conducting a homicide investigation after a shooting at a Dover house party. Left one person dead and 4 injured, and 1 is in critical condition. The police were dispatched, to the 1500 block of Nathaniel Mitchell Road in Dover around 1 a.m. for a reported shooting. Upon arrivals, the troopers located 3 males and 2 females, all with gunshot wounds. The victims were transported to Bay Health Hospital, Kent campus, for treatment. A 22-year-old male victim, that's so sad, was pronounced dead. Identification is pending, notification of kin, the next of kin. And then 2 other males, 25 and 19, they're in stable condition. A 25-year-old female victim was transported from Bay Health to Christiana in critical condition, and a 19-year-old female was treated and released. But police say with their initial investigation, there was a house party. Multiple people were standing out front of the residence, and according to the Delaware State Police, a vehicle approached the home with an unknown number of occupants inside of it, and police say that numerous rounds were fired at the partygoers standing out front of the residence, resulting in 5 people being struck and 1 killed. So,
wow,
that's a shame.
Thoughts and prayers to everyone involved. Sad situation. 6:45, it's a Bill and Jessica show. We got all your NFL stuff coming up next. All right, we'll go over all the scores from NFL Sunday. On the way, good morning.